Hi, it's Melissa from Special Ed Law Mom. Today I want to talk to you about something called a Gebser Letter. If you've not heard of that and want to know more, stay tuned. So sometimes our kids are discriminated against or they're being bullied either by a fellow student or sometimes, sadly, by a teacher. And there's a liability when that happens for the school system. And, you can go out and hire an attorney to cause a ruckus. Sometimes something as simple as a Gebser letter can help. So essentially, a Gebser letter is putting the school on notice that you know that something is happening. And you want to send it to anyone that you would potentially consider suing or including in a legal action. So that can be a superintendent, all of the school board members, director of special education, a principal, even a teacher. I don't know if I would necessarily include a teacher. You could, but a lot of times we need to put this on the administration because they have the authority to make the corrective action more than perhaps a teacher does. So, in the letter, and you can Google it, there are actually samples out there that you can Google. I'm just going to give you a brief rundown. But in the letter, you state that your child is in a protected class, um, in this case, specifically with a disability, and that they are being discriminated against or bullied in some way. And you need to give a description specifically of how that is happening and what is happening. Um, and then, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read my notes here. Um, and then you need to remind the school system that they receive federal funding, which requires them to ensure that the child is safe at school and that either discrimination or bullying is not occurring. Um, you expect them to investigate what is going on and come up with a way to resolve the issue so that it does not recur, and that you expect them to give you a written notification within X amount of days. I would say probably 10 days of when and how they plan to investigate, and then a follow up communication of what, if any, corrective action has been taken and as a result of their investigation, and an assurance that these things will no longer recur. Now, I can't promise you that they're going to do anything. Um, you would think that they would. You would think that that would be at the top of their priorities. But as we know, a lot of schools have bullying policies and then do nothing about bullying. But when you put them on notice, especially if it involves a staff member, they're not going to be real happy about it, especially if you're copying all of them and you're phrasing it in a way that lets them know you're putting them on notice, because again, there is a legal liability for them. So, we had a situation with my daughter where there was a boy at school. I don't know what his problem was, but there was a boy at school that just liked to taunt her. And at one point, they had lots of staircases in the school. And at one point, he threatened to push her down the stairs. She was slower due to an impairment, and he threatened to push her down the stairs. And I had had enough. So I contacted the school with my own version of a Gebser letter and let them know that this was going on, that this was not okay, and that if anything happened to my daughter, that they would be held personally responsible because they needed to intervene and make sure that this ended. And it's been a couple years, so I don't remember all the details, but what I do remember is that I think I immediately got, I mean, almost immediately, probably the same day, within an hour or two, I got an email from the vice principal. Please let us know more. We want to make sure that she's safe, blah, 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 blah. And then several times throughout the year, if she had a hard day or something that I may not have normally known about until she got home, I would get an email, Mrs. Walsh, we just wanted to make sure that you knew that this happened today and these are the steps that we took. And so while I'm sure that they weren't thrilled by my efforts, it puts somebody on notice that, hey, this isn't okay and we've got to watch this. So I hope that that works for you. I'm happy to help you at any time with any advocacy needs that you have. I'm a nationwide advocate. I can help you in any state. I offer a free, simple review of an IEP. And if I feel like I can help you, then I advise you how I would propose to help you. And if we decide to proceed, I have you sign a contract and we move forward with an hourly fee and a retainer. But I'm usually able to do things fairly quickly. I have a legal background. I've had attorneys hire me to do legal consultations, case reviews, and whatnot, preparations for due process hearings. And my research abilities are, I for some reason I have a knack for research. So I'm able to find things that can kind of grab people's attention and put them on notice that, hey, we know the law, we know what's going on, and you need to knock it off. So I'd love to help you. If you'd like to reach out to me at specialeducationlawmom@gmail.com, we can talk further from there. And until next time, make it a great day. Thanks. Bye.